Hello. This week's vocabulary have to do with not specifically chemistry, periodic table, or balancing equations. This week we are talking about energy resources. So we'll jump right in with this. Please make sure, I know that you have filled out, you put your words into your spreadsheet and you filled out the two green columns. And also said what you think the word needs without putting IDK or Googling or any other terrible idea. But starting off today, our first word. So we're going to have your Google Doc open. If you don't have your Google Doc open labeled energy resource vocabulary notes, you need to do that. Pause and do that now and then come back because we'll be filling in the blanks. So the first thing we're doing will be on the orangish brown kind of area, that non-renewable resources are energy resources which we use up more quickly than you're able to replenish them because they are taken from dead plants and animals, but not enough are dying and turning into these type of fuels. Examples are oil and coal. Take millions of years to form, and they get used up in 100 years or so. Petroleum, coal, natural gas are also referred to as fossil fuels because they come from fossil materials, like dead plants and animals. When this happens, it releases a liquid carbon that we call hydrocarbon, and this is just drilled out of the ground, used for fueling cars. It also causes great amounts of pollution, which is a problem. Second major word we're talking about is renewable resources. Renewable resources are passively collected, which means we don't have to do anything to go hunt them down. Examples like solar and wind just happens. And then there's some other things that can be replenished and reharvested, which is what we would call biomass. Bio meaning life, mass just being a whole bunch of stuff that used to be alive that you could burn. It could be trees, it could be dung, it could be all kind of different things. But those are different forms of renewable energy resources. A specific type, when you're thinking about how energy resources are labeled, in the green blank makes sense. We have green energy. It's less harmful to the environment than non-renewable resources. One type of green energy, when you put a pipe down in the ground and get heat from the earth, is called geothermal. Geo being earth, thermal being warm. Energy or fuel that comes from plants and animals, we just said that is biomass. Example is ethanol, which comes from corn, and other type of animal or agriculture waste that can be made into a fuel, biomass. Now moving on to the last section that looks kind of like Pepto-Bismol. In order to stabilize or maintain an environment, that word is stewardship. Stewardship is when you're like responsible for planning or managing resources. That's stewardship. And related to energy, it's a means to keep the environment as it is now, which is way leaning towards using renewable resources instead of using something up that can't be replaced. That's also this last word in that Pepto-Bismol colored one, the actions to maintain or protect or preserve our environment, that is conservation. Not conservation math, but different. Just the word conservation. Alright. Now a couple other words you have in your spreadsheet that are not included on this handout. Handout meaning a Google Doc virtual handout. One word is exhaustible. Exhaustible means able to be used up or consumed completely. It usually refers to fossil fuels. If they're exhaustible, we have not exhausted them yet, but there's a time that we're going to use so much that we won't be able to produce enough to keep up. And another word is replenish. Replenish is to restore a supply or a former supply to a former condition right now. Okay.
is out of pencils. You have to put more in. Okay. Went to the state fair to get some more supplies. And ate a turkey leg. So, that is the words for this week. Remember, this test on Friday will go on next 9 weeks' grades. So start off on the right foot. If you haven't done lab reports of the chemical reaction baggie lab or the powders lab, get those done, please. Thank you.